This boy is blessed with the power of magical origami, but he has to follow one strict rule. He must not stay out after sunset. Despite being extra careful, the boy eventually breaks the rule and puts his whole life at risk. On a dark, stormy night, this poor woman travels the sea to save her baby. She has special powers and uses them to break through the waves. Unfortunately, she doesn't notice the wave behind her and it washes her to the shore. The woman doesn't care about her injuries and rushes to check on her son. Luckily, he survived. They take shelter in a cave and spend several years there. As the baby grows up, he also develops unique powers. The woman names him Kubo and teaches him the art of origami. As she has grown old and weak, the boy takes the responsibility of bringing food on the table. Every morning, he visits the town and performs a street show to earn some money. As he plays the music, his origami puppets start to move by themselves. Others don't know about his powers and assume that it's just an illusion. Kubo uses the puppets to tell the story of a mighty samurai named Hanzo. His family was taken away, and his army was destroyed by the evil Moon King. Hanzo traveled distant land in search of a magical armor suit, which is the only weapon that can defeat the Moon King. The armor was made of 3 pieces: the unbreakable sword, the impenetrable breastplate, and the invulnerable helmet. Before Hanzo could gather the armor, he was attacked by the Moon King. The two sworn enemies were face to face. Before Kubo can finish the story, the evening sets in. His mother strictly warned him to return to the cave before sunset, so he leaves the story incomplete and rushes towards the cave. After eating dinner, the mother tells Kubo the same story of the samurai. Actually, Hanzo is her late husband, and the Moon King was her father. Despite being a family, her father and sisters killed her husband, and also stole Kubo's eye. Kubo doubts this story and wants to know more details, but her mother has forgotten some parts due to her illness. But she is sure of one thing: her father and sisters are evil, and they will try to find Kubo. But if Kubo never stays outside during the nighttime, the evil sisters will never find him. Besides that, he should always keep on his father's robe and carry the monkey charm with him. As the night gets darker, they both go to sleep, but the mother suddenly wakes up from a nightmare. Kubo immediately rushes to her, but after each such nightmare, the mother loses a small part of her memory. The next day, when Kubo visits the town, he finds everyone preparing for a festival. An old lady calls him to sit down and asks why he never stays after sunset. The festival will be more colorful during the nighttime with fireworks, dance, and large feasts. But the most important part of this festival is the lanterns. People use these lanterns to talk to their dead ones. The old lady also uses them to talk to her dead husband. She suggests that Kubo should also make a paper lamp and try talking to his father. Kubo agrees and goes to the cemetery. He places the lamp on the altar and says everything he always wanted to tell his father. He explains how grateful he is for getting protected from the Moon King and the powers he is blessed with. The only thing that worries him is his mother. Day by day, both her physical and mental conditions are getting worse. Kubo wishes his father was here with them. All the other kids can see their loved ones already and send away the lamp. But Kubo doesn't get a single glimpse of his father. He breaks the lamp in anger but regrets his impatient behavior. Suddenly, he realizes that the sun is setting in already. Before he can return to the cave, 2 mysterious women start calling him. They are wearing scary masks and keep moving forward gradually. They talk really politely and feel grateful to finally meet Kubo. But all of a sudden, they start asking for his other eye, because the Moon King wants it. Kubo gets really scared and runs to save himself. He reaches the town and asks people for help. The evil sisters don't leave so easily and bring storms to the poor town. Kubo turns towards the cave before he can reach there. The evil sisters attack him again. Luckily, his mother gets in the way. She uses all of her power to defend her son and gives him wings. He tells Kubo to fly away and find the magic armor. It's the only way to defeat the Moon King. Kubo gets lost in storms and falls unconscious. After several hours, he finally opens his eyes on a snowy mountain. The only one beside him right now is a giant talking monkey. Kubo starts looking for his mother, but the monkey says that the mother has died. Moreover, the town was completely burned down by his enemies. The monkey brought Kubo to the far lands, but they must keep moving as the enemy is not far away. Kubo rides the monkey and they reach a safe spot. Afterward, the monkey cooks some food and asks Kubo to eat it even if it tastes really bad. He must stay healthy to face his enemies. The monkey finally introduces herself and explains how Kubo's mother used the last bit of her strength to save Kubo and bring the monkey charm to life. The only purpose of the monkey's life is to protect Kubo at all costs. The evil sisters don't eat or sleep, so they are continuously searching for Kubo. That's why they must find the armor as soon as possible. Kubo gets really sad after realizing his mother also sacrificed herself for him like his father did. He keeps staring at the hair strands of her mother left behind. The monkey takes the hair and makes it into a bracelet so Kubo can keep it forever. They go to sleep as the next day is going to bring more miseries. Kubo suffers from nightmares and gets woken by the monkey. He did origami magic in his sleep and made a paper samurai. The little samurai keeps pointing in a specific direction. As Kubo and the monkey don't know the location of the armor, they decide to follow the paper samurai. On the way, Kubo keeps playing with origami, but the monkey asks him to stay alert as the enemy can attack any time. As the monkey says this, someone kidnaps Kubo from behind. The monkey rushes to save the boy, but the kidnappers don't seem harmful. It's an armed warrior that looks like a giant insect. The warrior recognizes the crest on Hanzo's robe and says that he used to be Hanzo's disciple. He has not recovered his full memory, but remembers getting cursed to look like a beetle and wander in the far lands. The beetle is really happy to see Kubo and wants to help him. Kubo is ready to accept this offer as their quest is really difficult and they might need assistance from a real warrior. But the monkey is doubtful of the beetle, so the talented warrior shows off his unbelievable archery skills. The monkey gets shocked and allows the beetle to join them, but she still keeps an eye on him all the time. The beetle is quite friendly, so Kubo immediately grows fond of him, but the monkey doesn't like it at all. The paper samurai keeps walking forward and jumps inside a hole. Kubo and others also follow the paper samurai, who points at a giant hand. There's a sword stuck on the hand, which seems to be the unbreakable sword they are looking for. Kubo gets excited to see it, but the monkey asks him to be careful as it can be a trap. However, the beetle isn't afraid of anything and jumps on the giant hand to get the sword. The hand starts moving and gathers with other bones to form a giant skeleton. The beetle tries to use the sword, but it breaks into pieces. It is not the real one they needed. The actual unbreakable sword is stuck on the skeleton's head. Kubo and his two mates check all the swords one by one to find the unbreakable. The skeleton gets angry and attacks Kubo, but the beetle saves him by using his wings. He almost forgot that he can fly. Kubo jumps on the skeleton's head again and pulls out the right sword. As soon as he does that, the skeleton breaks down. Afterward, they continue their journey and reach the long lake. It's not possible to walk around it, so they have to swim through it. The monkey and the beetle start arguing over this matter because they all can't swim through the lake. The beetle asks the monkey to give some space to Kubo and stop being overprotective about him. Kubo is more capable than they think he is. The monkey refuses to believe that because Kubo is still a child, but her opinion changes when she sees what Kubo has made. He used his origami magic on leaves and created a giant ship. After getting on the ship, the beetle teaches Kubo archery, and they catch a lot of fish. After filling their tummies, Kubo starts telling his friends about his life. He never thought he would go on an adventure like this. All he knew was telling stories and looking after his mother. Hearing this, the beetle tells Kubo that he has always been a hero, because living such a miserable life is not easy. As the night sets in, the lake gets hit by wild waves. Kubo must reach the shore as soon as possible. But before that, he has to pull out the impenetrable breastplate from the depth of water. The beetle volunteers for this task because he can hold his breath underwater. Kubo suddenly remembers a story his mother told him about the lake. She used to say that there's a garden of eyes which can look into your soul and reveal your secrets. The beetle doesn't take the warning seriously and jumps in the water. Meanwhile, Kubo and the monkey get attacked by one of the evil sisters. She threatens the monkey with stories of her victory against giant monsters. She never loses except that one time when Kubo's mother betrayed her and married a common guy. The monkey asks Kubo to go after the beetle while she keeps the evil sister distracted. Kubo reaches the deepest part of the lake and finds the impenetrable breastplate. He immediately wears it and turns back towards the ship, but giant eyeballs surround him from all sides. This is the garden of eyes his mother used to talk about. As Kubo sees in the eyes, he starts getting weird flashbacks. Kubo loses his senses and falls towards the monster to get eaten by him. Meanwhile, the beetle jumps back to the ship. The monkey gets worried for Kubo and asks the beetle to go back to find him. Afterward, the monkey continues fighting the evil sister. She keeps saying that everything was fine until Kubo's mother fell in love. She became stupid and weak. The monkey refuses to agree with that because she believes love makes one even stronger than before. Saying this, the monkey attacks back with all her strength and defeats the evil sister. After a while, the beetle brings out Kubo, but he doesn't seem fine. The monkey starts crying and begs the boy to open his eyes. Suddenly, the ship gets rebuilt and Kubo wakes up too. The Garden of Eyes have told him a secret. The monkey is actually the reincarnation of his beloved mother. The monkey confirms this fact and waits for them to reach the shore before sharing the full story. Kubo starts playing the music and the monkey uses origami to present her past life. The Moon King told her daughters that anyone who gets the magical armor will become so powerful that he will disturb the balance of heavens and earth. After killing several noble warriors, the sisters finally reached the Temple of Bones to kill Hanzo. Kubo's mother fought him for hours, but then he whispered something in her ears that changed her whole life. Hanzo said she was his real quest. She had traveled the whole world and seen numerous wonders, but nothing resembles the humanity that she saw in Hanzo's eyes. The warmth in his gaze made her fall in love. While trying to recognize his passion, she found her own. They secretly got married and gave birth to Kubo. But the Moon King learned about it, and his rage at the betrayal shook the heavens and earth. Hanzo and his army sacrificed themselves so Kubo and his mother could escape. The Moon King doesn't hate Kubo. He just wants him to become cold and blind to humanity just like the rest of the family. Kubo doesn't want to be like that, but he has to fight for his freedom. After Kubo goes to sleep, the beetle asks the monkey why she didn't reveal this truth before. The monkey takes a deep breath and confesses that the magic is temporary, and she will disappear soon. She didn't want Kubo to go through the same grief twice. Hearing this, the beetle gets sad, but he promises to take care of Kubo till his last breath. In the middle of night, Kubo starts having weird dreams. He sees an old man playing music just like he does. The old man seems really nice and wants to help Kubo in finding the last piece of the armor. It's hidden inside Hanzo's fortress. Kubo has to follow the sun and reach his birthplace. There he'll find the invulnerable helmet. As soon as Kubo opens his eyes, he wakes up the monkey and the beetle and tells them about his dream. They travel miles and finally reach Hanzo's fortress. It has been abandoned for years and looks nothing like before. There are several drawings that mark the places where the armor pieces can be found. Though Kubo was just a baby, he still remembers the fortress. This is where his father prepared for his quest, but he wonders if this place was the start of his journey, then why the helmet would be here. Suddenly, he notices a helmet symbol that leads him to the backyard. The monkey finds the actual map to the helmet, but before she can tell Kubo, they already get attacked by the evil sister. She grabs Kubo and threatens to kill him. The younger ones always looked up to their sister as she is a source of light. Everything would have been perfect if Hanzo wasn't there. Saying this, the evil sister points at the beetle. He's actually Hanzo, who was turned into a monster and his memory was erased. The monkey really gets angry after hearing all the truth. She grabs the unbreakable sword and attacks the evil sister. The beetle jumps in the battlefield to protect his family, but the monkey has already gotten many fatal injuries. Moreover, the magic is disappearing too. Before leaving, she asks Hanzo to always look after their son. Unfortunately, the evil sister stabs him from behind and he dies on spot. Kubo fights back and defeats the evil sister, but he has lost his parents. After such a long time, he had finally met both his father and mother, but it ended so soon. Kubo grabs the map and heads towards his next destination. He never realized that the invulnerable helmet was present in the town he lived in. He demolishes a building to get the helmet and finally the armor is completed. Though the town is destroyed, the people are still living there waiting for a miracle. They tell Kubo to leave because the Moon King is coming. Kubo is not afraid anymore and bravely greets his grandfather. The Moon King is happy to finally meet him. He wants to take his other eye as well, so Kubo doesn't have to see the suffering and grief of other humans. He will become selfish and join his family in the heavens. Kubo refuses to accept this because his real family has already died. He doesn't want to be an immortal living in the heavens because Kubo believes that every story deserves to have an end, and he will end his story by killing the Moon King. Hearing this, the Moon King smiles and agrees to fight. But unlike a mortal samurai, the Moon King turns into a giant flying monster. Kubo doesn't get scared and runs forward to face the evil. The Moon King easily defeats him and tells Kubo to feel the suffering and pain that humans have to go through. Kubo still doesn't give up and decides to use something more powerful than the magical armor. It's the memories of his family. Kubo repairs his shamisen with his mother's hair, his father's bowstring, and finally a strand of his own hair as well. He looks directly in the eyes of the Moon King and says that he's not leaving the earth despite the horrible things in it, because there's something more beautiful down here which his parents saw and he wants to see it too. Though he has lost his loved ones, they are still in his memories and they are stronger than any magic in the world. Saying this, Kubo plays a beat and welcomes the souls of the dead ones. The citizens also come forward to stand beside Kubo, and they become so strong that the Moon King can't hurt them anymore. He turns back to his human form, but all of his memories have been erased. Kubo decides to create a better memory for his grandfather and tells him that he's one of the sweetest and kindest old men in this town. The citizens also join the conversation and tell random stories about the kindness of the Moon King. Though they all are lies, it will help him become a better person. Moreover, Kubo will get a family member to live with. Later that night, Kubo places 2 lamps on the altar to meet his parents. He says a warm goodbye to their souls and finally puts an end to his story